The recording has started. Ladies and gentlemen of Online Championship Wrestling Fed, we are back for another OCW draft. The last one we did was early to mid 2019, and I know what you're thinking if you were somebody who watched and enjoyed that. But Jake, speaker guy, I'm looking at my screen and I don't see the green brand, All Bubba Wrestling. Well, that is because, unfortunately, Bubba has other obligations he has to tend to, but we really wanted to get this knocked out. With me, I have three of the uncalled four. Myself, my friend Rusty Jean-Louis Cole, and then, of course, the head of Turmoil, B17, Adam Helmsing. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
could have done without
I still want a refund.
Rusty definitely wants a refund. And I got news for you, Rusty. Once we're done with the draft here, every single person who ever buys a ticket to your Riot show is going to want a refund as well. What do you think about that? A little trash talk.
Go ahead, Adam.
He's got a mouthful of pasta. He has no opinion. That's what he thinks.
It was terrible.
My opinion is fuck you, Jake Allen. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you can see here, if you're not familiar with this, and we have a lot of new faces since the last time we did this. We did sort out the pick positions before we started. Obviously, you see in the first position, Riot will have the first pick run by Rust. I am in the ambition slot once again with pick number 2, and then Adam with Turmoil. Yeah, you see my hesitation there. Turmoil is going to end up sloppy just like it did before. Speaking of before we actually get into the picks, we're going to go back to the 2019 draft board and everybody can take a nice look at it. Adam, look at this Turmoil roster. I got a question. What are you doing drafting Spider Matsumoto ahead of names like Ashley Moore, Empress? I mean, there's quite a few names on here. What do you think?
Well, I mean, in the end, I did get a chance to watch Spider face off against Mr. Sensation at Lucian, so I was feeling something. I was predicting something. Might have been a little off, but we got there in the end. Ish.
That's being very generous to your GM abilities that you saw the Spider Sensation feud coming. Rust, your roster is very top heavy. We talked about it before we started recording. You got Cass, Dupree, both members of CQC. Remember, this is mid-2019, so obviously neither Rust or myself had even gotten close to a world championship or main event at that point. But still, good foresight, knowing that we were both going to be hanging around. And then it really just shuffles off. A part-timer in Bertha, Jay Fury, no longer with us. Tobin Frost, no longer with us. Alyssa Winters, no longer with us. What is going to be your game plan this time that you did not consider in 2019?
My first game plan is not to draft Cassidy Hayes as first. That's for sure. And TB Dupree, I really was going for a feud between those two. And basically, yeah, I wasn't myself back in the day. I didn't know what I was talking about, but I still had Dennis Dillinger. I'm sorry.
You did.
So
you did. Mr. Irrelevant.
Pretty good. Yeah, exactly. Just my roster in 2019.
All right, and in terms of the roster, I'll tab over to this now. You'll see it. We got the Rooster, the men on the left side, the women on the right. They are all separated by their current status. I took maybe some liberties in guessing what those statuses were, but we got pretty much everybody here is accounted for. I don't think I missed anyone, although I'm sure I did, and they will complain in Discord after we get to that point.
Whoa. Jake. You didn't talk about your roster from last time.
Oh, okay. Well, I tried to avoid it, but I mean, you could just look at it, right? Look at this roster. What else is there to be said? We got backstage interviewers, Jim Black. We got Ted. No, but all jokes aside, look at this roster. We're stacked at the top. One of the longest reigning world champions ever. Valkyrie, obviously, biggest star in OCW. Rex, who says he's retired, but he's really not. Justin Jess. Doc Green and Antonio Everett in the 6th and 8th round. It's like I fucking knew before everyone else did. And the Allied Powers always sticks together. Ambition, I think it was decided that my roster was the winner for 2019. I think we can all agree with that.
No, because you drafted Elliot Parker. So,
Look how late. Look, that's a sleeper pick. I got Mark Reese and Elliot Parker. So
same draft, same round. You picked Jerry Boy Savage. So.
Look at who was around these two. A bunch of nobodies. Anyway, that said, I mean, you see we had about 21 rounds before, and we were kind of picking up scraps at the end. This year, We have 30 rounds. I don't know if we're going to get that far, but without All Bubba Wrestling, each roster is going to be able to fill out a little bit more. And the OCW roster is thicker and harder working than it ever has been before. So without further ado, I will stop talking your ear off. And I think we need to get right into this. The first pick and on the clock, Jean-Louis Cole, or as you know him, the franchise, Russ Cole. Who is the first pick in the 2021 OCW draft?
Oh, it's been a long time that I waited for this. And my pick is an obvious pick. My first pick is a dummy.
Uh-oh.
A big, big, big blue dummy. But he's our world champion. So I gotta give my pick to the stupid EG2 Quartz.
You heard the man. Quartz is the first overall pick. I knew where this was going, and I just want to put everybody's minds at ease. I do not do these things to inflate my own ego. I didn't know what his pick was going to be before he picked it. So thanks, Rust. I don't know that you need to explain very much because, quite frankly, I am the greatest thing since sliced bread. But why me? Why Quartz first?
Oh, because, like I said, you're the fucking world champion. So excuse my swearing. And I see you as still the main eventer that you are going forward, at least for this season.
Okay.
And when I come back in March, it's not going to be the same.
Well, and I think the fun of the draft is you're putting together a roster that you would hypothetically be booking going forward. So you got to take the future.
Listen to me, Jake Allen.
You got to take the future into account, and I think you did. Like last time we saw, there were quite a few like big legend names that ended up being part-timers taken early, and that is not the case this time. At least I don't think, unless I die. I would agree with that pick.
Of course.
All right, so it's going to be pretty easy at the top of the board, and you know, saying that, I have to take another main eventer and also inflate the ego of one of my fellow co-hosts here. CQC shared a roster last time. Not going to happen this time. Russ Cole coming to Ambition to be the face of the yellow brand, at least for the early going. And for anybody wondering, this is going to be snake format. So while Adam did get shafted and Turmoil gets the third pick in the first round, he will pick back-to-back. So with the for the third and fourth picks, Turmoil.
Yeah. Wait a second. I have to know, why did you pick Russ Cole?
Come on. I mean, I said it before. I'm picking this roster the same way that I did in 2019, based on future possibilities, consistency, and somebody who I think can carry the brand in all situations. I'm not going to pick some Hall of Famer who's not going to be here tomorrow. I got to pick a guy whose consistency and effort is unmatched. And since you already took me, you're the next one up, my man.
Oh, stop it. Oh, just Adam, go ahead.
Go ahead, Adam. You got two picks, and let's hear what your picks are.
Okay, so the number 3 pick, we're on Turmoil, so we're going to take the next generation. We've had Captain Turmoil. We've had Mr. Turmoil. We are taking Tony fucking Turmoil.
There you go.
For the third pick in this round. My number 1 pick is going to be the man that defeated me at Resolution and has gained a lot of my respect for what he did and how he responded after it. I'm very proud of him. So not much more to say. You know, the guy beat me. So he takes the top spot. And then
he is the world champion. Who's joining him? Who's joining him, Adam?
Well, who do you think's going to join him?
Oh, tell me it's true. Tell me it's true.
Doc Green is coming. Well, Doc is coming to Turmoil, and will probably be the. Hopefully, we don't see them teaming up again. I want to see them fighting each other again. But you know, we got ourselves a solidified future 2 stars that you can count on for years to come.
I mean, that's a surefire thing to do right out of the gates as Turmoil. Like, you have your first big feud. You don't have to worry about anything else. So I totally understand the pick there. I got
the King and the new champion, the new CCW champion. I'm off to a good start in my mind.
That's going to swing it back to me. So we got the King and Antonio Everett, the world champion, Doc and Antonio Everett, heading over to Turmoil. That's going to swing it back to me on Ambition. And I'm not going to wait too long to start bolstering the ranks of my women's division. Let's just go right to the top. Empress is joining Ambition. Empress, the second pick. This is another case of, I think, the entertainment factor. Every feud that Empress is in, is going to be top freaking notch. And even if something comes up where there's another break that happens, I'm confident that she'll be back and she will continue to be the best chance to be a women's main event that I think any of us have. So that's a steal for me, I think, in the second round. Back to you, Russ Cole. You have 2 picks.
Interesting. Recency bias aside, for my second pick, I'm gonna pick Parker.
Oh, wow, that's okay. That's a good one. I like that
because of it. Yeah, he just turned heel at Lucian or face, depending on if you see Jamie as a heel, as a person, or a face. And it will be interesting to see where he goes, but I'm fully confident in his ability to tell stories and good matches. So I think he's gonna have a strong end of the year, probably. So yeah, El Parker. And then I wanted to pick Empress, but of course, like always, Jake Allen just gets one up on me. So basically, I'm gonna pick Tara the Tourist.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Yeah, because I think she's been rising through the ranks, even though she lost to Valkyrie at Lucian. But that's no biggie, because I know the Handler, even though he's a piece of shit, will do wonders with these stories, and I just hope he doesn't retire that girl in the time being. So I think it's going to be a big-time player in the OCW women's division. Back to you, Jake Allen.
That is perfect. So Tara and El Parka with the second and third picks of Riot. And just for the viewer's sake, I think it's best that we take into account the character primarily. Like, let's try and take the handler out of it. I know you can't do that really because they are kind of attached at the hip, but just from a character standpoint, that's kind of the primary reason that I'm picking anyway. So there might be some picks a little high up here that you wouldn't expect, but I think if the handler can get over some of those hoops, that they could be big stars. Anyway, that aside, I am going to pick the first rookie. We are going to continue. And we are going to continue to bolster the women's division because I'm taking the biggest rookie in OCW today, and somebody who, all things being equal, thinking that she's going to continue to do what she's doing. Marissa Welch is the third pick. There it is. Ambition is ambition, baby, and nobody has exemplified ambition more than Marissa since she arrived here. So I am more than confident to name her as the first rookie off the board. Again, video work, effort, it's just always having a presence. Adam talked about it in Discord a couple of weeks ago, just having a presence. No rookie in OCW right now, or maybe since Valkyrie, has had a presence quite like Marissa Welch. So that's an easy pick for me. Adam, 2 picks to you, my friend.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned Valkyrie, because I am going to continue the trend of taking women in the round 3. I am going to take the biggest superstar in OCW, Valkyrie.
That's an easy pick. That's an easy pick.
It's incredibly easy. Incredibly easy pick. Somebody that you can trust and rely on, regardless if they're going to take a little break. See what happens. When Ed comes back, it's quality work. Every single time, you know what you're getting. You're getting some quality storytelling. You're getting quality video work, and you're getting that damn good presence in the ring. And that's one of the things I love more than anything is presence in the ring. And because of that, I'm going to take the man who has the biggest presence in the ring as of right now. You say El Parka around 2. I say I'm watching his tag team partner that he big. Yes, yes, that's exactly what we're doing. We are going to be taking Big Mark Reese.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
That's a surprising pick, actually, because I think when tag teams split, there's always an immediate consideration that one of them is the Jannetty. That hasn't been the case in a lot of times, and I think Mark Reese, especially with his body of work before he started teaming with El Parka, it leans me in a direction that thinks that's a bit of a steal, even in round 4.
Yeah, yep. When these two split, there really was a big divide in terms of people's perspective of, okay, who's going to be moving up at a fast rate. But the reality is they're both tremendous. Jamie's been doing this for years, obviously, but the character Mark Reese is one of the favorite characters on the brand right now, and Al Parker's great as well. But Reese has got something special. Like, you just really want to cheer for him no matter what he's doing. He's just this silly fun that I love about him.
So I'm actually pretty shocked because when I took Marissa, it's all based on future and just consistency. Future and consistency are number 1 and number 2 for ambition. I'm pretty shocked he did not fall to you, Adam, with one of your 2 picks. But I would be an idiot if I skipped over him for 3 rounds and didn't take him. A future megastar, a current megastar, and hopefully a future world champion in the real OCW. Definitely in my OCW. Justin freaking Jest.
You're right.
I hate you.
I don't know.
I hate you, Jack Allen. I really hate you.
It's too good. I'm actually surprised, and you're looking at the top of our board. It's so different than before. Like, we went with current stature in our first 3 rounds before. Look at some of these names. I mean, I didn't. I went with the future, but you guys definitely did. If we're looking at it now, pretty much all of this is future consideration and consistency in the current product. No real big names taken yet, so I'm surprised Jest fell to round 4, but that's definitely not an insult by any means.
No, that isn't.
John Louis, 2 picks for Riot. Let's keep it going.
Well, you took my pick once again. But I gotta go with the basics. I need some star power. And who is the biggest star in the last 3 years? Then OCW's Good Lights.
Wow! Harvey Hamilton Ocean, round 4. He's my first pick last time. I don't think he's fallen. I think. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. He's the biggest star. Well, after Russ Cole, Courts, Cassidy, Xavier, and a lot of people, but still a great superstar.
Well, I would say before you make your next pick that I don't think that H2O's stardom has dropped or his viability as a draft pick. I think just our mindset has changed in how we're picking, and we've seen that through 5 rounds or 4 rounds now. So with that said, Quartz, El Parca, Tara, H2O, hell of a roster so far. Who else is coming to Riot?
I was going to pick a female for my roster, but I think I can wait for that because there's a lot of names in that category as well. So for my next pick, I'm going to take a lunatic. Yeah, you heard me. I'm going to take a sausage, a Solomon Kane.
Oh, Solomon. That is a good pick. Solomon Kane. That's one of the names I think can, like, you're looking at this big list of names here. That's one that falls under the radar. That's really good because I missed him and I feel really stupid that I did now. Adam, what do you think about Solomon Kane? Was he on your radar?
No, when he saw I was going to take someone crazy, I immediately jumped to Blacksmith. I'm like, yeah, that's a good pick. But then he swings into his Kane, and son of a bitch, that's a tremendous pick as well.
See, now, this is where it's tough. I know I don't have to wait very long being in the middle to make my picks, but it's tough watching you guys pick 2 people and I only get to pick 1. That said, along with the future and the consistency, we have to take, while a veteran, we have to have somebody to build up these young stars, and who better than one Thomas Archer?
Oh, good one. Nice.
Yeah. Good one. Thomas Archer. I mean, when you think of the pinnacle of consistency, just being the biggest shitbag heel, if we're all starting from scratch here, I can turn Rust or Jest or any of my future picks, and I have a lot on my brain, just into big stars by going over the biggest shitbag heel in the company in Thomas Archer. So that's an easy pick for me. Round 5, a little higher than I would have taken him, but you guys are flying off the hinge with these surprise picks, so I had to get him. Adam, 2 to you.
That was a good pick. That was actually the person I was looking at taking because I figured he would make it all the way back to me. And because you did that, I feel like I'm pulling my trigger. You're looking for consistency and someone who can work anywhere on the card. And they're going to tell tremendous stories. They're going to put in consistent work. They're going to be somebody that you can rely on. So I feel like I might be reaching here a little bit, but I'm taking Court Marshall to solidify and be sure that I have him next time around. So Court Marshall is coming to Turmoil here.
I don't think that's a
an
reach at all.
interesting pick.
That's another consistency pick that I think. Oh man, that's so good. I don't think it's a reach at all. And if we look back in 2019, I think he was taken in round 5, same round. Talk about consistency. Almost 3 years apart, the guy is picked in the same position. Who is joining court martial, Adam?
Okay. Now this one I'm really proud of. I'm really feeling good about this one. Someone who has surprised me a great deal, and I've come to love their character. We're talking about Justin Jess being a steal at round 4. Well, I'm getting kind of B-side of it, but still just as good. Max Edwards is coming.
Damn it!
To Turmoil. I needed to get that potential to my brand, and Max Edwards screams nothing but potential.
Fuck,
that's a good pick.
That was literally my next pick. I know that's a cliche on draft type deals, but it really was. I really wanted to relive the Max. That Max Jess feud from Lucian was so money, and I think Max can do that with almost anybody in the company. So that's a great pick. All right, so with that off of my board, it's a pretty tough call. I almost want to go safe here, but I don't think I will. I'm gonna stick to the ambition moniker of future status, and nobody has improved over the last year more than one Danny Watts. Danny Watts is gonna be my pick.
My next pick. Fuck! I hate this game. Fuck!
he wants a refund from the draft cast, Adam.
Oh fuck!
Danny
Watts, my guy.
Damn it!
So this is somebody who I don't know how, even if he was in OCW at the time. I'm looking at the 2019 board now. I don't think he was here at the time, but when he first got started in OCW, he was more of like just get in the ring and beat you up kind of guy. Didn't have a lot of substance behind him. Obviously, the Dominion thing turned him around. He's doing a lot of good things with video now. He's reaching out to people. He's just been a general asset to the company, and I think it can only go up from here as he in kayfabe is very, very young. So Danny Watt's a great pick. Riot, 2 to you.
Oh, you just stole my pick because Riot was gonna be Dominion, but there's still one member left of Dominion.
Oh wow.
Nate Ortiz, the French.
Wow, the first legend off the board.
Of course.
The GOAT.
My buddy, my brother. Yeah. And I don't need to explain why Nate Ortiz
I was gonna say.
roster, really. I mean, that's straightforward. But I have another person in mind. Still on the main roster. He might have lose his title at Lucian, but he's still a valuable asset looking
Oh
in the
no.
future.
I think I know
Colin
where this is
Locke.
going. Yeah, Colin Locke, the rookie.
Nice.
Talk about
Get
opposite
over
ends of the
here.
spectrum. Nate
Rookie
Ortiz.
Locke.
Yeah, not Nate Ortiz and then Colin Locke back to back. Those are two very big opposites.
Yeah, they're big opposites, but Riot is a big opposite of your pure shit rosters.
Wow.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
This is interesting how this is going because as I'm drafting, I'm like trying to put matchups up together in my head and separating these powers the way that we're doing. That's a good pick. How am I going to answer? You know, I did think about taking him, and then I saw Max Edwards, and then you took Max Edwards, but I can't imagine he falls below round 7. Somebody who is in the exact same vein as Danny Watts, and maybe even further along than him in terms of where his position on the card is. Can I get an Achendi for the last blacksmith?
Yeah.
I hesitated between Colin and
So
Matteo.
Can we before I throw it to you, Adam? Can I just pause here and look at this through 7 rounds and explain to everybody how fucking stacked our roster is? It's unbelievable. Like there's so many good names left on the board as well, and 2 of them are headed to Turmoil. Adam, the blue brand is up.
Oh, wow. It's hard to follow that. It's hard to follow Colin Locke and the last blacksmith. But I feel like there's somebody who's kind of fallen through the cracks here and isn't getting much love. And I feel like if I let it go any farther than this, he will call me racist. So I feel I'm obligated here to ensure that Trey Golden does not fall any farther than he already has, and I'm going to make him my round 7 pick.
That is a
Trey,
good pick. Current international champion, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's someone, he's hungry. He really wants to improve. He wants to get to the top. He wants that moment. And that's
Sorry, Adam.
What?
Sorry,
What?
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just.
This is my moment. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, Adam. I'm sorry. It's important. You're gonna
this is
see
why
why.
we need Drago. This is why we need Drago Caesar. So we need him to keep the peace.
I'm sorry. We need Katie Angelo in this list.
Oh, that is a good call. Yes, he wasn't listed on the active roster.
You did yell at him.
No.
Sorry, I needed to say it.
You're gonna
interrupt the ambition, not turmoil.
Yeah, that's okay. Katie's been added. He is obviously an active member of the roster. This list was put together. This list was put together during a time where he was on a break, so that's why I missed him. I apologize to my man Katie. But Adam, continue.
Okay. I'm back. I'm ready to go. Look, I'm gonna steal somebody from ambition because I just feel that Jake is thinking this guy right now because he fits the mold of everything that you want. And I'm going to keep up the trend here of title picks. I'm bringing John Carter to Turmoil here, okay? Yeah. John without the H. Just John Carter. He will earn the H when he gets here.
I'll put it in parentheses.
Okay.
John Carter, Trey Golden back-to-back. At this point, there are some moves to be made, but John, being as how he's much younger than Trey in kayfabe, has a higher ceiling, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. He's somebody who stood out, especially within the last month coming up to Turmoil, with his interactions with the wrestling club and how he positioned himself within that fold as the leader. Because to me, it was kind of vague in terms of who was the guy, but he has really stood out and solidified himself. And regardless of the ending of the match, I thought that the John Carter versus Doc match was phenomenal. Everything leading up to it and the match itself was really good fun. It was a strong match to watch. Obviously, people are going to have different perspectives on how the match ended itself, but so many right steps. There's going to be missteps as a rookie, and like you said, he's got a huge high ceiling.
It's a great pick.
It's good.
And I'm going to follow it with a great pick as well. Somebody who I don't know that I have to take her right now, but what I want for Ambition is somebody to tune in on whatever day Ambition is on TV and see the best in women's wrestling. And this is somebody I think could have already been a champion multiple times over, a star in her own right, overshadowed by some of the other big names. I'm taking Heather Angelo.
Ooh.
Yeah,
all right.
And so not only the consistency, if Heather Angelo is involved in a big story, then it's going to be fun. And then bouncing off names like Empress and Marissa Welch and other women that I have on my docket, it's just a clean, easy, safe pick. Ambition's going to be the show of women's wrestling. Riot, 2 picks to you, Mr. Russ Cole.
Oh, excuse me. Did you say you had female on your doc? Because my round is going to be exclusively about women.
Oh!
And classy woman, international woman. You can say European woman. My first pick will be Ashley Moore.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a good one.
Because I can feel something with Ashley. She's been out. She has had duty in some storylines and everything. But I feel like it's her time now to return to the ring in a tremendous manner.
Very fair. Nice. Ashley, a lot left in the tank, obviously. Speaking from a purely kayfabe perspective, the versatility is what sticks out. You can have her as a face, a heel. She's done it all and proven that she can do that. So, great pick. Sad that I didn't get the chance to take her. You said you get another woman on deck?
Oh yeah. A little bit of spoilers. This one is a toss-up for me because I know both women can tell a story, but I gotta go with my guts and go with the best storyteller of them both. I'm picking La Mujera.
Yeah. That was the most sure pick I think left on the women's roster. That's good.
And I won't say who I hesitated with, but you might not know it by now. You will know it later.
They are flying off the board, but with both La Mujera, aka Zoe Cole, and Ashley Moore gone, I think we kind of hit a wall there. So I'm going to leave the women for a moment. There's plenty of talent left. And now we're getting into the thick of things. But I need somebody on my show that is going to be the elder statesman, and also somebody who, while all things considered, may be a part-timer or not the most consistent now, I'm going to book him the way I want to book him. And as a counteraction to all of these young and potential stars, we're taking B17.
Okay, that's a bad pick. In my opinion, that's a bad pick. But
We're taking B17. Let me tell you, if in 6 months, this is a pick that in 6 months after Russ Cole is just dominating, holding the world title up, lights go out, Last Action Hero theme plays, here comes B17. That is a money Lucian feud right there. Russ Cole B17, something we didn't really get to watch in the real OCW. So I'm going to make it happen. 2 to you on the Blue Show, Adam.
Well, now you're forcing my hand. Now I have no choice. Because if I let him slip, I'm letting one of the most over superstars in the entire roster slip by. Even though he is retired and he likes to pack up his bag and go home so fucking often, I cannot let him slip, because just for that moment right there, what you said, 6 months from now, 3 months from now, hell, a year from now, whenever it is that Rex returns, it's going to be a huge moment. But he's coming to Turmoil. That's where he's staying. Mr. Turmoil is staying on Turmoil.
That's a very fair and reasonable pick, but you have 2 back-to-back. So Rex has got a dancing partner for round 9 and 10. Who is it?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. You guys kind of threw me for a loop here. You guys threw me. I had it planned out, but then everybody kind of started throwing names out there that I was looking at later in the round, so this is hurting me. I feel like if I don't solidify my women's division now, I'm going to regret it in the future. And there's someone who is just in.
He's struggling.
Oh man, you're right. I am struggling. You know what? I'm gonna take somebody that follows that trend of potential. Somebody that I really believe a lot in. Somebody that I think will go really far in OCW, someone who just is going to fly high, Mr. T.Y. Sparks, the Prince of Flight himself.
Wow.
Good pick. Okay,
I didn't expect him that high, and I want to go back to, you also took him, and I think gave the same speech back in round 16. Round 16, names like Damian Bourne, Tyson Wagner, Carissa Dawson, Matt Suda. These are people who are not here anymore. Were taken before T.Y. Sparks. He's definitely proven to be consistent, but I don't know how good that consistency is. What do you think, Adam?
You know, I've seen some great moments from him, and talking with him and working with him has always been a very enjoyable experience. You know how we talk about there's a couple of different ways you can look at OCW and how you become a star. Some people are really good at writing. Some people are really good with video work. T.Y. Sparks definitely is not the height of either one of those, but when he's in the ring, even if he's not somebody that you would deem as a huge threat, he is someone who is really fun to watch. And he really does work hard to make sure that people are enjoying the game around him. And that's what you want. You want to have a quality roster around you. You want to have that. Just from potential alone, yeah, he can go a great deal and accomplish a lot, but he's a very nice kid. He's a nice person to have around. He's someone who can rely on to be pleasant to work with. And that's a big step forward in terms of where we were just, say, 3 or 4 years ago. So that's a big reason why I'm taking T.Y.
And he's got all the aesthetic tools, I think, like you said, in the ring. Just needs that extra charisma step. Maybe put him with a manager. That would be good. That said, we are going to move it back over to Ambition, and I'm going to take a rookie who probably, had he played his cards differently, would not be a rookie. Somebody who shot up the rankings over the last 6 months or so. That is the Iceman, Nate Mack.
Yeah, okay, that was my next pick.
If you want to talk about kind of the opposites, right? T.Y. Sparks, the aesthetic, the in-ring stuff just excites you when he comes out, versus charisma. He's kind of a black hole at this point, always room for improvement. Iceman's the opposite. So he doesn't really have the most kind of the best in-ring work. There's always kind of some iffiness there. But from a charisma standpoint, from like what he does outside the ring, he is almost unmatched. And he's going to bring that and have plenty of opportunity to improve here on Ambition. The Iceman is coming to the yellow brand. Riot, Russ Cole, 2 to you.
Cool. I think Riot might not be Dominion right now because of you, but I got one eye to the future and one to the past. With my next pick, the returning Mr. Dane Xavier.
Ooh, okay. You're putting a lot of stock in somebody who's relatively unproven right now.
Hey, listen to me. Because
In
he's not alone.
OCW. In OCW is what I mean. Oh, shit, he's not alone.
He's not alone. Because I might not have Dominion, but since I have El Parker and Dane Xavier, I think we don't need to wrestle anymore. I think we need some management.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Dennis Dillinger.
Oh.
Over to Riot.
That is so early. That is so early for Dennis
Nice
Dillinger.
reach, man. That's a huge reach.
That's going to be the first controversial pick because people are going to see their name below Dennis Dillinger and they're going to yell at you. But I'll give you a chance to defend yourself. I'll give you a chance to defend yourself.
I'll give a chance to people to not get mad at me because I know what I'm doing and you're not. I have El Parker, I have Dane Xavier, I have Dennis Dillinger. Let me tell you something. These three right here are forming whatever the name will be. But they're forming something. And they will do something. I don't know what. I don't know why. I don't know what's the purpose. But I know the purpose in Riot is to have at least one fucking faction. And I got one. So please leave your criticism at the door and believe me.
I do like that explanation that you're trying to build around a dominant faction. And since we took Dominion away from you, you're going to turn Dillinger Enterprises into your dominant faction. That's interesting.
Thank you for that.
I am not necessarily going faction-based. I'm building very much in the mold of an NXT. And again, just like NXT, we're going to have the best women's wrestling roster on the planet. So we're going to dive back into the women's pool. And we're going to take a woman who probably embodies everything that is round 12 of a draft or round 11. It is Lotus Flojo.
And the crowd goes mild.
So Lotus Flojo is the T.Y. Sparks of the women's division. Adam, prove me wrong.
I can't prove you wrong. I love Flojo. I really do. I enjoy talking. I enjoy talking with him online. There's always something happening there. It's just often in so many different directions and lacks consistency. But I do like that pick, and that's actually who I was like.
I was on the fence.
I know. So with that being said, I'm going to follow up. I'm going to solidify my women's division with 2 picks that I feel I feel very confident in because this one pick that I'm going to be making is somebody that has feuded with Valkyrie multiple times. Ooh. Is somebody that will always put on quality work within the ring and is going to get people excited and talking about it. I'm going to take Blaine. I'm going to take Blaine right here because Blaine and Valkyrie together, we have some fucking bangers. And tension aside, we put on some good stuff, and I really love seeing that. And I'm going to follow up here with continuing to solidify my women's division. I'm going to take somebody that I know really wants to break out and really wants to have something happening for them and standing out and has worked a great deal to make it happen, and that's Evelyn Parker. I'm taking Evelyn Parker over Elliot Parker. I'm taking Evelyn Parker over Elliot.
I actually don't think that's controversial, and I'm sure Russ is going to agree with me. Russ, you said that was your next pick. It wasn't going to make it to you because Evelyn was my next pick. I think the erratic, the change, like she keeps changing over and over drastically and can't really lock into a certain look or style. And I think that is a problem, but her consistency and what she's trying to do, the ambition, if you will, is the reason I was going to make her my next pick. So I don't think that's controversial at all. Do you, Rust?
Yeah, the thing is, it's not a shot on Elliot at all, but I think the Evelyn character, for now at least, is a little bit better than the Elliot character because she has the like the suplex thing going on for her, and that's already an identity. When Elliot doesn't really have one, he has one, but I mean, doesn't have one that really sticks out for now, at least for now. So I prefer for now Evelyn Parker to Elliot Parker, and I think it's a good pick for the women's division.
Well, there's something to be said too. The men's roster is significantly deeper, therefore the value of the women's picks. Like you could I could miss out if I don't pick somebody in the women's division to solidify it. I could end up watching you guys take 4 different women before it even gets back to me, and that could really hurt the division itself.
But I think your justification was the biggest part. So even if it's 1-to-1, it's not that Evelyn's worse, but you have to take her because it's a thin roster. It's just Evelyn is the better Parker, in my opinion, at least right now. And with that said, I did want to stick to my consistency and potential kind of motto that I've been doing with Ambition, but I just can't believe we're in round 12 and he is still available. I have to take Cassidy Alexander Hayes.
Yep, I hear you.
I have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, I mean it's a simple. It's in the same vein as Thomas Archer. We're getting somebody here who I know won't let me down. Me specifically, I know maybe a different general manager. He may just tell him to fuck off. He's just such a wild card. And I know, like, if I just apply the character of Cassidy Hayes as a real person, he would be very Austin Aries-like, and he might tell me to get bent if he doesn't like what I give him. I think I can make it work with Cassidy Hayes, and round 12 is just too late for a big name like that. So over to you, Riot.
I didn't want to say something because of that. I didn't want to say something about Cassidy Hayes because I don't want to be rude anymore.
You just did.
No, I'm sorry. Basically, since I have a faction going on in Riot, I think there's a lack of tag team cohesion in our rosters, to be fair. And I have one in mind that just formed. Maybe you passed through it, but I need some justice in my roster. Oh yeah. Judge Leroy Brown. Oh, please, Judge.
Ooh.
What?
And with that said, his tag team partner.
What?
Jordan Trent.
That is so interesting. Judge Brown and Jordan Trent. So I have a couple of ideas for tag teams based on who I'm going to pick or who I have now. You're taking the existing commodity, the brand new tag team.
But they just formed. We don't even know where it's going. So that's what's interesting to me because the pairing is very hard, like even harder than like Isu and Rex. It's intriguing, and I know we don't talk about antlers, but I trust those guys to tell good stories as well as good cohesion in the ring. So in my roster, for example, I don't know, maybe Danny Xavier and Parker can face Judge Leroy Brown and Jordan Trent. Heel versus face. Something like that. There's a lot of possibility, and I like to take controversial picks. Back to you, Ambition.
I like to take controversial picks. I mean, it seems just looking at the face roster that may have been a bit of a reach. But you want to talk about consistency. Those two have been putting together good content for the TV product for all of this season, and I don't think that's ever going to slow down. So under your leadership, it's probably going to be good. This may be a controversial pick, but as I look at the women's roster, and I've already maintained that I want to have the best women's roster there is one woman that sticks out to me who has the highest potential of the remaining women left. There are definitely bigger stars, more consistent, and probably ones that I can count on more. But as it stands right now, hopefully she stays in OCW, stays in the business. I'm taking Volcano.
Good pick.
That's a good pick.
I like the direction. I like the direction she's been going. I mean, she's been a very cordial person to work with and asks a lot of questions and wants to get better. I think a year from now we may be talking about her the same way we talk about Danny Watts today. So I think it's a good pick for me, and hopefully she does stick around. Hopefully this isn't my bell of the 2019 draft. We'll see. Go ahead, Adam.
Okay. So we're getting to that point now where I've picked potential. I've picked a lot of young people, and I intend to pick a lot more. But in the process of doing all that, you need somebody who's going to keep the sissies in line.
Yeah.
And because I have to take Katie Angelo, and following right up with that, I'm taking another person that I had a great feud with. I loved it. It was probably one of my favorites of this last year, and it involved Katie Angelo, and it was an aggressive one. It was a personal one, and Shepard is somebody that I love as a character, and I can't wait to see those two become a tag team together again, because I think they can do so much damage, and they're going to be doing the damage on the Turmoil brand.
That's one of those safe picks. Like, you countered two kind of risky picks because we don't really know if Leroy Brown and Trance or Volcano, but I mean Katie and Shep, they're here for the long haul. I can't argue that at all. All right, so back to me. I am going to follow you in the vein of consistency, and this is somebody who I think would be great to form a tag team with. Maybe somebody higher up or lower, probably, if now that I think of it. His name, I can't pronounce, but I can pronounce his old name. It's Isu, the Japanese Frenchman. Isu, the technical wizard.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, I'm looking at my roster right now. A Blacksmith Isu feud would be fun. Archer Isu would be good. Bring him up. Like, Isu's just versatile in the same way that a lot of the other picks we've talked about are. It's not a controversial pick at all, but I like it a lot. Isu is
That's the pick that I was going to make. That was the pick I was going to make if I did not take the KD, with the same thoughts in mind. So I like it.
Yeah, and I would take KD above him. But let's see what Riot has for us. 2 picks to you, Rusty.
Adam, you gave me an idea. Since you went, big, I needed to win big as well.
Big mean people?
I know someone who reminds me a bit of a younger, very young Katie Angelo.
Oh.
And he just have one name.
Yes.
It's just Derek.
It's Derek.
Oh.
Yeah. Derek.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think he has a lot of potential in the ring and outside the ring. Plus, he joined the Wolves of Vanguard not long ago. So basically, I think he has a tremendous upside, and I can't wait for him to tell new stories and eventually blew us away. So for my next pick, I'm also gonna get, I only have 3 female on my roster, and I need someone who is not afraid to go through sales even if they lose. I'm gonna pick Holly Hunter.
Yeah, that was low.
Yeah. That's such a good one.
Yeah, I think that's almost not the only one, but the last female remaining that is really a threat, maybe. And since I have Ashley Moore, La Mojera, and I need to round up my roster. I don't want to be, like only 2 or 3 females. So, I think Ollie has much more to bring us to the table, and I wouldn't be mad to see Ollie have a feud with either of these 3 girls. So, back to you, Ambition.
All right, Ambition has some tough choices to make here, because this is around the time I wanted to start taking some veterans, although I had to mix that in earlier because you guys were getting after it. So we're going to go back to the main principles of Ambition here. Somebody who has kind of fallen off over the last year or so, who I hope under the tutelage of this fictional Ambition would be able to turn into the star that he was around this time last year. That man is Joshua Tucker.
Oh, wow. That's a controversial pick.
You think so? You think so? I disagree. I disagree. Why do you think it's controversial?
Not controversial, but the last time we saw Joshua, it was high as fuck. And we didn't see him since then. And I don't know if we are going to see him till the remaining of his season. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Joshua. I hope he gets back because I like the guy and I like the wrestler. But, It's an interesting pick. Just
Well,
explain to me.
yeah. I mean, speaking strictly from a kayfabe standpoint, I know he has the tools. It's kind of the same
Mm-hmm.
deal with Iceman. There's just a lot of kinks to iron out. Had I made this pick 1 year ago, this would not be up for debate. Like, he was in the midst of a big time thing with Solomon Kane and the Last Blacksmith and Thomas Archer. Like, they had a whole big thing, and I was really hoping he'd continue that. Hasn't really been involved in any big stories since then. Hopefully he gets back into it now that the summer's coming up from an OCW perspective. But in this fictional ambition, I'm taking Joshua Tucker as one of my future champions. Like, he's going to be somebody to build up. I think round 15 is a perfect time to do that. Adam, 2 to you.
Okay. I think this might be the first pick ever where someone is taken to protect them. Okay? This is going to be the first time. Yes. I am taking someone who needs to be protected from himself because he likes to talk a lot. And when he talks to El Parca, I get a little nervous for him. And when I'm watching him talk trash to Cass, I get really nervous for him. I'm going to pick somebody that has a great deal of potential, someone that I see a great deal of potential in. Obviously, as a former Lost Boy, Elliot Parker is somebody that I do believe in, but sometimes his mouth gets him a little carried away.
And we already talked about him versus Evelyn, but you're keeping the brother-sister tandem together.
Yeah. I'm also keeping the idea of T.Y. Sparks and Elliot Parker forming a tag team.
Okay.
Because I really do like the potential that they bring in terms of this young, dynamic, high-flying team. And both of them have claimed to move from my previous repertoire, so I think that would be really freaking hilarious to watch that. Now, I'm following up. I feel like I have a lot of beef on my roster. I got Big Blaine, I got Katie, I got Shepard. I have Mark Reese. I'm going to take somebody for the women's division that when they show up, you notice. When they're in a crowd, you see them. They're somebody that I had a match with. Blaine versus Bertha Stiglitz was an awesome match. One of my favorite I've ever had here. I would love to see a stare down between Blaine and Bertha, and then about trying to escape both of them again.
Indeed. Yeah.
Big Bertha. That's somebody that is good, I think, for this round because you just kind of pull them out when you need them. This is not someone who's going to be on TV every week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I like the side of Blaine versus Bertha.
Oh yeah, that would be a colossal
that would be
showdown.
awesome.
That was a fun match. I don't know if you guys remember. I top rope German suplexed her and used the instant recovery and popped right back up. It was phenomenal. I loved it.
I mean, just playing a match in my head between those two would be good. And we're gonna stay in the same category of big, meaty women. Somebody just looking at the roster here, there's too many questions on the lower end and not enough consistency on the upper end. So I think the best pick remaining for the women's division is my own Debbie D.
Nice.
I'm not mad at it. I think it's a good position for Debbie D right now.
Yeah, I mean, not much to say. In terms of big main event feud, she did have the thing with Ashley Moore. That was more of an attachment for Ashley Moore's whole reign. But it was a good thing to do, and I think in a pinch, Debbie D could put together some good stuff. Just an interesting character, big giant woman who's also an Instagram influencer, so it's the juxtaposition there. Riot, 2 to you, and our women's division is thinning.
You know that my roster, the Riot roster, is quite controversial, but I don't think there's any controversy towards the future in my next 2 pick. Because, they remind me a bit of early CQC, very early CQC. I think I'm going to pick Chris Green and Dylan Kinder as my next 2 picks.
Yeah, that's a good pick. And I'll tell you, the only reason I didn't take them earlier is because I don't have back-to-back picks. So I was very concerned about splitting them up. I'm not sure how they do on their own. Of the 2, I think Kinder has the biggest potential as a heel on his own, and Chris has the biggest potential as a face. So interested to see how you would book them.
To be honest with you, Chris Green, not necessarily Dylan Kinder, but Chris Green reminds me of a young Russ Cole. Like, he's not the biggest, and he's not the best of the 2 or of the 3 with John Carter, but he is coming to his own more and more. He doesn't have the best performances, but he's handling himself, and I can see his dedication throughout his match and how dedicated throughout the shows, the RPs and everything. And I think the wrestling club as a group have tremendous,
That's great.
stories. They get
Yeah.
involved in pretty much everything, and they've been like the most active rookies we had in a long time. So I hope they stick around. I really hope so, because they had a good, the good showing at Lucian already. And in my roster, I would I would like to continue their momentum if there's any, because they keep losing, bastards. And I hope I'm not wrong about their future, because I see great things in their future.
My only
Back to you, Ambition.
My only concern there would be that I don't know how much they need John Carter to be above water.
Exactly.
We don't know that yet. So I mean, it's a good pick this late now that John's gone. I hope one day in OCW we can see them float on their own. I just don't know how much they would do, and time will tell. With that said, we're going to head back over to Ambition, and we are Ambition. So while there's plenty of big names left on the board that I would love to have, we got to stick to the credo here. And we're going to take one of our newest members of the roster, somebody who is very outspoken. Get your goddamn phone off your mic. We're going to take somebody who's very outspoken. Why I get vibrations in my ear. His name is Christian Garcia. Just one match on his record so far, but just his activity and his ambition going out and finding guys like Rex. Like he is definitely going to be a name to talk about going forward. He's not right now, so I have to justify all these other picks before him, but it's an easy pick for a future star. Turmoil, 2 to you.
All right. I didn't intend this to happen when I started this. I didn't intend to be kind of becoming a home for tag team divisions. I really like tag team wrestling, but it was not my intention. However, I'm in that position now where I have a solidified tag division with KD and Shepard and Elliot and TY in my mind. And then there's a few other people that go together, but I want to complete the process. I want to take two people. It makes sense why they would be over here as well. Two people that I really enjoy watching compete, and I really have always found their character development to be quite enjoyable to read. Very consistent. I'd like to see more of them in the future, and that's going to be Jerome Hamilton and Johnny Millionaire.
Okay. Yeah.
The package deal.
I'm not mad at that pick. Yeah, package. We haven't seen them in quite a long time together, like since last year almost. So that's not a hot pick, but I don't know if they're gonna stick around for this season or the other season. I hope so. I surely hope so, because both are tremendous. But,
well, and let's also consider we're redrafting. This is all in character and kayfabe. We're redrafting.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, this is my brand. They are not going anywhere, and they will dance the damn ring, and they will fight together. I don't give a damn what they feel. I don't care if they dislike each other. They're going together.
Okay.
Not bad, but I mean, in terms of the general pop, when you see them, it's like, oh, they're fun, but how much can they really go?
Like I said, I'm just solidifying that last aspect of the tag division.
Yeah, got to have somebody for KD and Shep to beat up, I guess. All right,
exactly.
Back to me. This is a very difficult position, but I think I would not be doing myself an injustice to take the guy who is basically T.Y. Sparks, but has been here way longer. His name is AC Cobra. Cobra is also
that was my next one.
Cobra's another guy you can kind of punch in, you like place into a story and make it work. His consistency is a problem. I wish that we got more and more and more of AC, like big moments or big things. He just kind of floats. But as a floater in the 18th round, somebody who can be a good opponent for some upper card guys or a tangible opponent for some mid card guys, AC Cobra, if he got his act together, could be a megastar. So that's a good steal for me in round 18. Russ Cole, 2 to you.
That was really my next pick, like for real. That's quite tough right now. It's getting difficult, but as my first pick, I need some love on Riot. I need some love, and I need a lover boy on my side.
Oh, no.
I need Alex Asher.
Alex Asher.
Yeah, because lately he has impressed me, because I wasn't high on Alex Asher from the beginning because I know he wasn't doing much and everything. As a character standpoint, I was quite a fan by not the end of the season, but where we at now. So I love his pairing in real life. I mean, real life in OCW life with Mercer Welsh and the whole storyline. I think it was well produced and well done and everything. So I hope he continues on his path, and for sure I'll make him do it on Riot. That's for sure.
Yeah,
So,
you can force the inconsistencies out of him.
And there's that's a tough pick for me because I'm hesitating, but okay, I need sometimes you need to refresh. You need to do things, and you need commercial breaks, and you need fun ones, and you need
my God.
happy ones.
I think
And you need,
This
and
is
you
such an
and you
insult.
need you have to do things to keep the audience in touch, and someone who's sometimes willing to step into the ring with intention. Mugen,
Yeah.
come to the Riot ring.
Yeah.
So the legends are starting to fall. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to explain why Mugen is here because it's gonna be entertaining for every viewers on Riot, obviously. And when he decides to go into his bag and just punch people in the face and deliver Michelle Obama's and imagination, he can do that as well. Even though it's not his favorite thing right now, it would be a great asset as an entertainment on Riot.
So I like where your head's at. I was also going to dip my toes into the legend pool in round 19, and I'm going to do so. I'm just going to name him right now, the general manager of Ambition. And it's not the one you're thinking. It is Big Bubba, Drago Caesar.
Ooh,
Of course.
The other half of P3. Definitely going to be
Yeah.
like that. The pop that he would get every time he comes out. I'm thinking kind of in the same vein as Will Regal, like just a big name, a vet. And he can be his own enforcer, because if you try and fuck on him or his show, he will drop you on his head. On your head, rather. Or his head. I don't know. He's crazy. All right,
That's
Adam,
a
to
good
you.
pick.
How you following up P3?
Yeah, I'm following up P3 by doing exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to do the same thing. I wanted to start thinking about dipping in. I'm essentially taking a TEW pick where you put them out there, you check the box for charisma, and you give them 5 minutes, and you're going to get a 90 rating guaranteed every single time. I'm taking Tiberius Dupree here.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
Somebody that every time he shows up on my screen, he's funny. He pops me. One day I don't think he'll ever get back in the ring, but the presence that he has as the GM, as the booker, as being a presence around the arena, he's very visible, and that's something that I want on my show. And if I can get such a popular superstar so late in the rounds, I gotta take it. Then,
back to back. Here we go.
Yeah, back to back. This, you guys aren't wrong. This is where things do get rough.
Don't take my fucking pick. Don't take it.
Do you know what my favorite ride in Disney World is? It's the Pirates of the Caribbean. We're taking Chris back here.
Bax is back, and he is headed to Turmoil.
Is back, and I love pirates. So there we go.
Davy Joe. We'll see if GM.
Yeah, Davy Joe.
Or I guess,
there we go.
The head of Turmoil, Adam Helmsing, will keep the Davy Jones gimmick going. As we go back over to Ambition, this kind of ticks off 2 boxes. 1, I'm not going to split up a family or a dojo, and 2, we need a final boss for the women's division. Dragana, Caesar, former women's champion.
Okay.
That's an easy pick for
I
me.
was afraid. Okay.
The Mako Satomura of the Ambition roster, if you will.
I'm not even mad at the pick. I think it's fair.
Go ahead, Rusty.
So, with my 20th pick, I need a general manager, a real one. And as I look through the Riot roster, there's a lot of young names. There's like Alex Asher, Dylan Kinder, Chris Green, Just Derek, Jordan Trance. Colin Locke, and even Parker. And I need someone just to make things clear. I need someone to just say, "This isn't fucking wrestling."
Oh,
Feud
Paul
French
Q.
flag.
is my general manager of Riot.
Oh man.
Pew, Drago, and Dupree, the 3 general managers. What a fucking series of picks.
Oh yeah. Oh my general manager. Oh, and I'm not saying that because some people try to, compare me to someone. Back to the action. That's tough. That's tough. I know, absolutely no. I need beef, returning beef, like
Beef.
fresh meats, but not that fresh, but still.
Beef.
I need someone also
love beef.
return at Lucian.
Oh.
His name is Telos.
Oh shit! God
Cause,
Alright.
I love Telos when he was here, and he was not here for like a year, or even more. Like, it felt like 2 years. And now he's back. I just hope that this bad boy stick around, because it might be a steal if he does at round 21, because it can give some of these rookies and even wrestlers a hard time while entering the battle. So let's just wait and see what he's got in store, but I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, I mean that's a pick that would be like you would think it would be higher 2 years ago, right? But now he's been out of the game for 2 years, so it's tough to say. This is going to be risky because I know I have a chance of losing somebody I really want if I don't take him here, but I'm going to continue to solidify my women's division. Another person we have not gotten to see a whole lot of, but I think in the right hands with the right commitment could be a big star. She is Joanna Silver.
Well.
Yeah.
And if we're looking at people that were in the House of Faith, I know Morgan is still on the board, but I want to take somebody who I know is not just going to up and leave when things don't go their way. So over to you in Turmoil, Adam. 2 picks.
Okay, I want you to envision this, okay? Rex has been through the shit, and he's lost constantly. He can never get over the hump long term. But finally, Rex climbs back up to the top of the mountain. Mr. Turmoil ascends to the CCW Championship. Lights go dark. And then, out of nowhere, Fat Breaker Jacob Trance returns to squash Rex once again. Jacob Trance, legend. Jamie is a really firm handler. From that perspective, you can trust that he's going to tell good stuff. I became a much bigger fan of Jacob Trance later in his run than I was when I first got here. Much greater appreciation for the character himself. So I'm really looking forward to having Jacob Trance on the show. And when he returns, it's going to be worth a pop.
Yeah, it's a proven commodity. We saw it last year at Lucian. Like, that was exactly what happened, what you just described. And it worked. He was in the chamber, and it was a big part of your ascent to babyfacedom.
Yep, yeah, beating him for the first time, and I don't want to admit how many tries, but it's a lot. It's a lot. I think the record was like 1-5 that we or 0-5 that we were always talking about. So now that that's past me, thank God. I have an insider pick here. Somebody that I know wants to be more active with this character, and I see the opportunity to continue the trend that I have with big, beefy, meaty women and men. Someone that can really throw you around. I'm going to take Suplex.
Nice.
Yeah, that was
Couple of Jamie favorites back to back. I don't hate that. Sue was on my radar. She's another person we haven't seen much of, but I think would be like a sure hand at the bottom if you needed somebody to just like if this was a wrestling company. If I needed somebody to really put over Joanna or Empress, I knew Sue would be there to keep it there. So that's a good pick. Yeah. I did shorten, if you guys see here, our rounds to 25. I don't want to be picking at poop dick or dick poop like we did in 2019. Yeah. So we'll get through as many as we can here. He's still on the board. He does not fit the ambition motto at all, but he was around when the original ambition was around. I'll find a way to use him, be it in a manager role, commentator, whatever, part-time wrestler. His name is Ryu Matsumoto. The Trash Spider is coming to Ambition.
You automatically just lost in Jay's eyes.
I did, but that's okay, because if we have that same feud, it'll be one of the biggest things, and Ambition will be to thank for it. So 2 picks to you, Riot.
Well, yeah. You know what? There's one character left that I really liked, and he vanished because shit happens. But if you if we're talking about just pure character and in-ring work, I think that Colby McCollum was a
Yes,
great fit.
that's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah, because I really enjoyed the work he was putting out. I feel sorry that I can't see anymore, but it is what it is. And for my second pick, hmm, uh-huh, I won't take any female wrestler from now on because I thought four was enough because they're pretty much superstars already. So I'm gonna focus on the male. And as I see the male roster, I'm just like, who the fuck am I choosing? Basically, just one person I love and the character that I love because I think his aura, his charisma was way bigger than his matches, late matches, I should say. And is always pleasant to see, either in win or loss. Mad Mike Morrison.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Yeah,
That's a good backstage hand.
no, no. I will enjoy. I'll always enjoy seeing Mad Mike on my screen. So I think the right crowd will be pleased, and they won't get it on Wednesday night or Friday night. They will only get it on Monday night.
Very good. So back to me. We just have a couple of picks left, and we have a former world heavyweight champion on the board, fellas.
No.
And, given the fact that he's probably on the side of the road in a box, we're gonna go give him a paycheck so he can get himself a nice small apartment. Code Jackman. Code Jackman was so gracious last year to me to I think if somebody reached out to him right now, he would have a good feud. And the fact that he's not in there every week, coming out and cutting promos, is the only reason he's not on TV. But he's a reliable hand. We had a good feud last year around in games, and under the Ambition tutelage, he'd be another person that I could stick in there with one of my future stars, and he would make them look very good. Adam, 2 more picks.
And I didn't see that coming. That got me. That got me. Oh man, that was good. Okay, but there is another former world champion that has not yet been drafted on this list.
That's right.
Right?
There's
actually a few. There's a few. And this is somebody that I owe a lot to. Someone that really helped me a lot and that I had a very, very enjoyable feud. And I see you already marked them off. You know exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, I am taking hashtag Austin Lee, and we are going to get that fat son of a bitch in shape. And we're bringing back the good-looking Austin Lee. All right?
So you're bringing Austin Lee back as like a full-time competitor. That's a tough task.
Maybe not a full-time competitor, but when he comes back, I always enjoyed his hashtag Notorious gimmick much more than I enjoyed his more recent endeavors where he came back the slowest roll into ring and get out of ring ever. It was hilarious to watch. But Austin Lee's a character that I loved watching, and I loved working with him. Seth is a really good person. Obviously, he's got a lot more going on, but when I see the character itself, I always jump back to wanting to see one more solid, good run as Notoriously. I just want to see it. That's what I want so badly.
He could be your edge.
Hey.
And who is following hashtag Austin Lee?
We're getting down there, and I'm gonna go for somebody that I have nothing to go off of except for when I saw the video, it stood out to me and it captured my attention right away. Music be damned. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Owen's gonna do. I'm very intrigued by him. I got nothing to go off of. This is just a pure gut pick. But Owen is somebody that I'm interested in, so I got nothing more to say about him. Good video work. I'm liking it. I want to see where this is going.
Yep, I think he's gonna be good. Obviously, not proven whatsoever, but to have the mindset to know that Lucian is what it is, being so new, and to use that as your platform to get over. That's good stuff. So Owen will be debuting on Riot, and I'm looking forward to it. We got 2 more rounds left, and not a whole lot left to pick from. If anything. We got a couple of rookies left, so I think I will stay in the rookie realm. It's not exactly a crapshoot, but I haven't hated the cut of Nathaniel Anderson's jib. I need more. I need more from a charisma standpoint. I need more from an ambition standpoint. But just as somebody who I think has the highest potential of the remaining rookies left, I look at Nathaniel Anderson, who came right in and had great FPR, which is a great sign. Hopefully he sticks around. If not, it's a round 24 pick. I'm not fretting it too much. But prove me right, Nathaniel Anderson. Riot, your final 2 draft picks.
Oh, I made up my mind, Jake Allen. Oh, I made up my mind. Because, you know, I have a lot of talent, I think, on Riot. And that's no shoot. I love the guy, but I need someone who can train them, who can be their jobbers, kind of. I need someone from the combat center. Elijah Sanders.
Oh,
please.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they need to look good. They need to look good. They need to look good for my round 25. I need the triplets. You know, the triplets of one mysterious handler. Because I want him all from that guy. I want him all. And since I can't have Ty Breezy, I'll have Mateus deploy.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. When Mateus deployed debuts on Riot, are you bringing him back as the man called Jupiter?
I mean, not necessarily. Because I want Mateus deploy to be like a good hand, you know, a great worker for just great matchup. He won't, in my opinion, he won't win many matches, just like Elijah Sanders, but he can be a really good hand, you know, for example, Derek or Danny Xavier. For example, Danny Xavier, I could see a match between Danny Xavier as a returning first match against Mateus deploy and just Mateus being like the jobber for now. I'm only saying for now, or Telos, you know, something like that. But yeah, I could see a redemption story at one point, and since Mateus looks respectful, like he did with Isu in real OCW life, and Jupiter was kind of a dick. I mean, not a dick, but just a lunatic. I can see Mateus, you know, snap out of his good character when he was losing so much, and then go back to his roots as Jupiter and stop breaking stuff. So why not?
All right, very good. So we got 2 picks remaining for one for me, one for Adam, and I did want to just end it on a good note for my women's division. Somebody who has not gotten their due, and for pretty much the only reason being she's on Xbox exclusively. She has not had a match in maybe a year and a half at this point, and maybe one day somebody can send Angus a goddamn PlayStation so he can be a part of it. La Estrella Fugaz, the luchadora that we have here. If nothing else, it would be a good body to beat up on, but really continuing to beef up the women's division. Go ahead and YouTube La Estrella if you don't know who she is. Very, very fun character. And Adam, Mr. or Mrs. Irrelevant, who do you got?
Let me ask you a question, because it's going to go a long way in how I pick. The Code Jackman box, are you keeping it?
No, no. We gave him a paycheck. You can have the box.
No. I'm just asking, will you keep it like in storage or something? I might need it.
Yeah, that's his thing. That's Code Jackman's got to have the box with
okay,
him.
well, I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him because I might need it.
Okay.
Because if I do not get this, I'm packing his ass up and I'm shipping him off to somewhere else. If I do not get Hyper Mantis Red, I am shipping his ass off and sending him across the country. But I'm bringing Hyper Mantis Red to Turmoil. And Lord help me if he does not.
And that was, I mean, in terms of a Mr. Irrelevant, a throwing a dart at the board There can't be. I don't think there's any bigger. I mean, he's here for a reason. He hasn't left yet, so clearly he has some kind of intention. But Hyper Mantis Red or Mantis, if you want to deal with that. You said you ship him off right away. That is the draft, folks.
I'm shipping them all.
Oh my God, that is the draft, folks. So now there's a new tab at the bottom of your screen, gentlemen, and it's something that we kind of did last time, but we didn't get to fully put it together. We're going to book a little bit of the first card of our roster. So you see it here. Each of us has a world title, a women's title, and a mid-card title. You guys put together a good tag team division, but we also have a future star category. So we're going to pick, here's how this is going to work. Neither of you knew this was coming, so I will go first.
Cool.
So excited!
Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to have 2 names in the future star category. You'll just pick 2 people who are going to be future champions in the near future, and then we will obviously book the matches that we would have on our first big pay-per-view. I'm going to go first here for the World Championship, and what I'm going to do is have a singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be B17 versus Thomas Archer. That would be the opening. That would be the very first World Championship match we would have. B17 versus Thomas Archer. Adam, we'll just go ahead and throw it over to you. What is your first World Championship match? I did leave 4 slots open, so you can have a max of a Fatal 4-Way, I guess, if you wanted. But
I wasn't ready for this at all. You sprung me.
I had to throw it on somebody. Rust has a little bit more time to plan. You do not. World Championship match.
That's okay. That's okay. I know exactly what I want to do here. Look, Rex and B17 have had a very complicated history, but they've always been respectful people to each other. Even when they've been on the wrong side, even when B17 screwed Rex over, there was always a lot of respect between them. Look, I can totally see this happening. Antonio Everett, he beat me. Rex, he wanted to be the one to retire me. I can see a very angry Rex looking for vengeance, looking for some retribution against Antonio Everett, and that's what I'm booking first. I'm booking Antonio Everett versus Rex on my first show for the World Championship.
Wow.
Tony Rex makes my nipples so hard. Oh.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. I agree.
Jean-Louis, Russ Cole, who do you got?
Yeah, it's pretty well documented that I feel kind of bad since a few days, and I think it's time to rectify that mistakes that someone made.
Oh my God!
I still want my refund. I still want it, but now it's time to do it for real. Egypt to court, Nate Ortiz, please.
That's an easy one.
Do not interfere in that shit.
That's an easy one. I'm gonna play my SmackDown versus Raw card and do a show invasion and have Cassidy Hayes get a DQ finish.
By the way, the stipulation of the match is hashtag I still want my refund.
All right. Well, we are going to book winners towards the end, but for now, let's keep going down the card. The Women's World Championship. And my pick right now may surprise you. It's actually going to be Empress. That part, not very surprising. Versus Dragana Caesar. And that versus
I love it.
Marissa Welsh. A triple threat match for the World Women's Wrestling Championship of Ambition. It'll be a 3-way, 2 fucking absolute dominating people in the ring and out. And Marissa Welsh also on the come up, being a thorn in their side. Adam, your women's division is interesting to say the least. Who do you have in your World Women's Wrestling Championship match?
Well, the second I saw this pop up, this was the first match that popped into my head because I could see how it was going to unfold. Look, Valkyrie's not going to be there right away. Valk's going to come back for that pop. She's going to come back, and she's going to do what she does. Amazing character. It's going to put in some great work. So in my first match, I'm actually having a triple threat too. I'm having a big, beefy women's title match. I am putting Bertha versus Blaine versus Evelyn for my first women's title championship, and that is going to be a hard-hitting match.
I love that.
Oh yeah. I'm not going to do some shit purple threat. I need a real champion. I need a definitive answer to my question. So basically, I'm gonna take one of the most, if not the most, successful women's champion in OCW history, Ashley Moore, of course, against the up-and-coming but very star-powerful Terra the Tourist.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
The women's championship. Just keep it simple.
Match.
Singles match. It will be an awesome match for sure.
Well, and that's the benefit of going last too, is you have the ability to see what we do and not do the same thing. I'm actually going to take that away from you now, and make you go first for our mid-card showdown.
No problem, because the mid-card title, whatever his name might be, is gonna be a fatal four-way.
Nice.
Yes, of course, because I got confidence in my man. That's called Parker first. But you see, he needs someone good at his side to make a good matchup. So I think the Good Lights is gonna be a good opponent. But not only the Good Lights, I need also a lunatic in that match. In Solomon Kane. But we need all the stars also.
He's putting all
to
the
represent.
stars.
You need to represent, the lore. You need to represent everything. You need to be shiny. You need to be like a diamond. Dane Xavier. Fatal four-way.
What a
Oh,
match.
man.
Who was the other one? I have Parker, Kane, Xavier, and
Of course you forgot Army.
oh, who was it? Oh, that guy. Right. All right, and before we move on, just these other two categories. So we're gonna have the Future Star category. This is just gonna be a 5-card show, right? So the Future Star will just be kind of a lower card affair for people you think will do well. The Showcase is going to be any match you want. It won't be for a title, but it'll be just a big fun match on the pay-per-view. That said, let's stick to the mid-card championship for now. We're going to keep singles for this one. We're going to go Caw Jackman, former world heavyweight champion, trying to build himself back up, trying to get back into the driver's seat. And against him, it's going to be the Iceman, Nate Mack, because I want to see what Nate would say about Caw Jackman and his horrible chest hair. I want those promos. I want all of that pumping into my veins. And that will be the matchup. I'll tell you who wins once we're finished booking here. Adam, who's your mid-card title feud?
This is a tough one. Oh, man. Because I know what I want to do later. I know what I want to do for my feature match. This one. Oh, man. I think it would be an incredible disservice for Doc to not be on the card, but he's not going to be fighting for a title. No. I have bigger plans for Doc than that. Therefore, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to book the first tag team champion match is going to be between I don't know if they call themselves Lost Boys anymore, but Elliot Parker and T.Y. Sparks will be teaming up. And it seems like a very safe pick, but I'm going to have them facing Jerome Hamilton and Johnny Millionaire to start, not Katie and Shepard. I have other plans for them to start with.
Okay.
I don't hate that. Using your mid-card slot for the tag team titles instead. Okay. All right. Very good.
Because we don't have a slot for tag team, all right?
No. Right, and he used his mid-card. If you wanted to use that for one of your other two, you can do that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But Adam, I made him go first after the women's match, so I'm going to make you go first. Your Showcase feud, not for a title, not for a title, but a big showcase feud. Who do you got?
Like big showcase. It doesn't get any bigger than this. I am putting Mark Reese versus K. D'Angelo.
Whoa!
Wow. Wow.
I didn't expect that.
Wow.
You said you were saving Doc, and I thought it would be here. It was not. Okay, so we'll pass it back to me, and that makes things interesting. So
that's tough.
My Showcase match is a feud that we never really got to see, but one that I've always wanted to see. Obviously, my first pay-per-view. Why the fuck would I keep Rust Cole off of the card? But he's not fighting for a title. He's not fighting for a title just yet. Instead, he is fighting against the general manager, Drago Caesar.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Russ
Wow.
Cole, Drago Caesar is my
Wow.
showcase. Just a singles match, straight up.
Wow.
Ring the bell. Let these two do what they do best, and the crowd's gonna love it. What about you, Russ?
I don't know. I don't know who the first guy is, but I got a hard on. So basically, oh, you placed the bar so fucking high, but you gotta be old school a bit. You gotta please the fans, and they see high flyers, new stars, and everything. But I need to see, legends. I need to see something that will make me happy about the past of OCW. I wanted to put new stars, but move over new stars. My general manager, Paul Pugh, will face Mad Mike Morrison.
Whoa! I
For
don't
the
know.
Lord
We
of
don't.
OCW.
We don't have a Jay on here to tell us if this match has ever happened. But just you saying it out loud, that is a showcase to be certain.
Yeah.
Ooh boy. All right. So the Future Star match, or I guess it could be just the opener. We'll call it Future Star / opener. Can be whatever you want. Whatever match you want, men's, women's, tag, 4-way, 6-way. What do you have for your opener for the first pay-per-view of OCW Riot?
Who's first?
You.
Well, Riot would be.
You're right.
sorry.
You're Riot.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Brain fart.
It is
In
getting
general,
late.
gentlemen.
Basically, future stars mean, you have to bring it on. You have to fight and claw to have your place on the roster. So basically, my first match is a ladder match.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. Because you need to grab that brass ring. And what is better than grab a brass ring when you have Call and Lock in the room, as well as just Derek, as well as Colby McCollum.
He's gonna put them all in here.
Oh no! As well as another guy, the lover boy, Alex Asher. It's a 4-way ladder match, and you know what? It's for an opportunity at the mid-card title.
Okay. Number 1 contenders ladder match. That is a good stack of names, all rookies as of this recording. And the winner will face the other 4-way, the winner of the other 4-way, which is just star-studded, unbelievable. We're throwing it over to me. My opening match is going to be a hot mixed tag team match.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be AC Cobra and Lotus Flojo
I like it.
against a new combination that is going to threaten both men and women's division, a team that I'm calling the Violent Attraction, Danny Watts and Heather Angelo.
Oh, wow. That's a fucking amazing. Oh, wow. I'm jealous.
Make it hot. Kick us off with a nice tag team match, and then we go right into Russ Cole, Drago Caesar. Adam, beat that.
I can beat that. I can. And I'm going to. Look, I got a matchup that I've been saving here, and I knew it was going to happen when I made these 2 picks. But look, Doc is not somebody you keep off a card. Doc is someone that you put front and center. And I don't care what you say. This man he hasn't even reached his full potential. But there's another guy who's snipping at his heels and got the better of him. But Doc did not quit. So I'm going to have in my first match John Carter versus Doc in a rematch in an I Quit match.
Wow.
Okay.
I quit. Yeah, and Doc would because he's British. I quit. And John Carter versus Doc, the rematch.
Oh,
what?
And
look at these cards.
Wait a second. Can I call an audible?
No. What is this audible? It depends what it is. You can't change your card. We're locked in.
You know what? Okay.
Here, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you as we go through it, because we're going to do that right now. We're going to go show by show. We're not going to go from bottom to top. Okay. We're going to do all of Turmoil first. So we're going to start with the Future Star / opener, the I Quit match, John Carter, Doc. Adam, who wins?
Ooh. John Carter is going to win this match, but through some serious shenanigans. Okay, look, I'm thinking like Mick Foley rock version. Mike,
Okay.
I quit. I'm thinking it.
Over the mic. I'll quit, mate.
Because I have things that I want to see Doc accomplish higher in the card, but I would be just amiss if I did not give the fans a chance to see this. So we're going to do an I Quit match, shenanigans, and we might get a rematch in the future here. Doc might win that one, but for right now, John Carter's taking the win here.
Very good. And right after that match, we come back, and we have Mark Reese and KD in a big, beefy battle. Who wins that?
All right, this one is going to be close. I'm not going to go with the cliche that the ring breaks under two beefy men. No, I'm straight up going to give Mark Reese a clean victory here against KD Angelo. KD's getting up there in age. Mark Reese is entering his prime. Mark Reese has got a lot of momentum behind him. Well, not necessarily, but from everything we've done in OCW, he's got a lot of momentum behind him. I'm looking forward to seeing Mark Reese continue to show some really enjoyable face interactions. Like, I love the character. I want to see him continue to win. Like, I want to cheer for him. So he's beaten KG here.
And I think a Dominator from Mark Reese to KD would register on the Richter scale personally. But up next, we have the Millionaire Brigade versus the former Lost Boys. Who is your first tag team champions?
My first tag team champion will not be Elliot Parker and T.Y. Sparks. They have a lot of character development to go through. They have a lot of growth that they have to discover between each other. They have things that need to develop. You talked about charisma earlier. You talked about a black hole, a vacuum of charisma. They have to go through a process of learning who they are before they start to make that run. Jerome and Johnny might be a safe pick, but you know what? It's a good pick. Nonetheless, we're going to see some good things happening with them. They're going to be a good pivot point. You can trust that they're going to keep everything in line there. And Elliot and T.Y., they have a lot of growth that they got to go through. They have things that they have to accomplish first before they can reach new heights.
That's very fair. That'll take us to the women's match, the co-main event, Blaine, Bertha, and the suplex machine, Evelyn Parker. Who you got?
Okay, this is simple. It's Evelyn Parker. Evelyn Parker's walking out the victory because Blaine and Bertha are going to just collide against each other. They're going to be hitting each other so damn hard. There's a feud there. There's a long-term feud there between Blaine and Bertha, and it sets up perfectly for Valkyrie to come back to be the challenger for Evelyn Parker, and then Blaine and Bertha to settle their differences and then re-enter the picture in the future.
Very good. And for the Turmoil World Heavyweight Championship, Antonio Everett against Rex. Who is the first Turmoil World Champion?
Oh, man, it's got to be Antonio. Antonio's on a completely new level right now in terms of skill. He's doing things that people were surprised to see at Lucian. I love Rex, but if this is a completely isolated brand and we're doing things new from what we've established so far in OCW lore, Rex has got to go through a lot of growth and development too. He's not ready for taking the title and carrying it back, but we're going to enjoy watching him. We're going to enjoy watching him once again fall, but build himself back up, because that's what Rex has always done. He's going to build himself back up. You trust that he's going to do it, and the fans are going to be along for the ride because he is a relatable character. He's someone that you can look at and see he's facing down depression. He's facing down this sense of dependency upon things. He's someone you want to cheer for because you can relate to him. I want the fans to experience that journey with him.
Well, with that in mind, that is the first pay-per-view for Turmoil, and especially to me, the world title match and the Mark Reese KD match. Those are big-time things, and I would love that show. Rust, we're gonna leave the marquee for you because I'm gonna go next, and we're gonna open the first Ambition pay-per-view. Ambition 1 is going to be the mixed tag team match. Obviously, we're putting over Violent Attraction. This is a clean, dominant victory. Danny Watts, active violence to AC Cobra. Heather Angelo, active violence on the outside, Lotus Flojo. They share a very sports entertainment smooch in the middle of the ring, and that is just evil incarnate to kick off the show. That takes us right to Russ Cole and Drago Caesar, the showcase match. This, in my mind, is going 30 minutes. This is going to be one of the biggest matches, definitely the longest match on the card, and in the end, Drago kicks out of multiple Carcossas, But finally, the final alarm does put him away. They share a handshake at the end. Babyface Russ Cole holds his hand high as he wins the showcase match, which takes us into our title matches. Singles match, Code Jackman and the Iceman Nate Mack. This is not going to be the end of their feud, not the finality, and for that reason, the veteran Code Jackman is going to beat the Iceman after a Jack in the Box Famiser. That is going to continue, hopefully going to be a big-time feud, and we get more of the Iceman Nate Mack promos going forward. For the women's match, and this was a fun one, you almost stole my thunder, Adam, with the way that you booked your women's match. Empress and Dragana Caesar, that's the dream match. That's the one everybody wants to see. They go at it. Marissa's a variable throughout. Marissa laid out on the outside. Empress looks to have it won when one Joanna Silver sticks her nose where it doesn't belong. Chair shot to the back. Drags Marissa Welsh on top. She is the Ambition Women's World Champion. And Joanna Silver will be her heavy, her bodyguard. Because with a character like Marissa Welsh, you're not going to win clean. You got to have a heavy. Marissa not going to be a babyface in my company. She is the ultimate bad guy. And with Joanna by her side, it would be very fun to watch. That takes us to the World Championship. And one cliche that I have never thought was right, one thing that I never thought was valid, was that you need to send the fans home happy, and we damn sure ain't doing it here. B-17 is not victorious, and Thomas Archer defeats him clean in the center of the ring with an 8-figure income. As he holds the title high, we hear action. Justin Jest appears. Stare down to end the show. Archer is victorious, but that'll take us into Archer Jest leading into our future feuds. And I think that's a very good way to start things for Ambition. I usually like to book things with more on the horizon. Obviously, we're not doing more on the horizon right now, but I think that's a very fun way to start the Ambition roster. That'll take us to the marquee pay-per-view, the first pay-per-view of Riot. The Future Star number one contenders ladder match for the mid-card title. Locke, Derek, McCallum, Asher. Who climbs the ladder, Ruskol?
That's going to be a brawl match, but a fun one. You know, ladders. You know, not really a bad guy in this story, but just superstars that want to grab what's in front of them, you know, climb that ladder. And I think there's one person, there's a typic. I think Colin Locke wins the first ladder match.
Oh, yeah.
But you're going to see later on the show why. So, the showcase. The showcase. Oh, that's really tough. Good. They can go too long because they're old. We know that. But it's for crowd pleasing. You know, Mad Mike, Paul Pugh, exchange finishers. I don't think they're going to exchange too much wrestling move, mostly finishers, because, you know, when you're old, that's what you do, apparently. But at the end of the day, Paul Pugh is still the manager. He can take a loss. He doesn't care. It's just to show some respect. Mad Mike Morrison plants Paul Pugh in a, 16-man match.
Yeah, not long. 16. You know. That's long as fuck.
That was like Undertaker entrances.
Yeah. with
okay. Okay. The whole thing is 16, not just the match. I gotcha.
Yeah. But a fun one.
The mid-card title. This is just a clean fatal four-way. There's a lot of stars here. Yeah.
But, you know, who said heels don't fly? I think heel Parker flies, and he flies a lot. And, you know, he's not going to win this match. No. Don't be so in a hurry.
Oh, I'm jumping the gun.
Please. Oh, my God. Let me explain. Oh, wow. I think, you know, El Parker and H2O in the future is going to have blood feud because ultimate babyface, ultimate heel. Who is who? We don't know. But, you know, Salome is like the underdog in this match, the wild card. And so wild that it takes out Parker on the outside, and Parker does the flips and everything. And when H2O goes back into the ring after multiple super kicks, he's surprised. A roll-up with the tights grabbed by Dane Xavier.
Oh, my God.
A dirty win by Dane Xavier, which means, you know, that people are booing and everything. But the future feud right here that you should see is the Diamond, the rich Dane Xavier against the little not flashy at all, called and lock. It's kind of like, the poor versus the rich, Yeah, exactly. Colin appears at the end. Some good storytelling between two words that's colliding. So
that's a fun feud. Xavier Colin would be. We need to get that to happen in real life. Anyway, I don't want to spill any beans here. The Women's World Championship, Russ Cole.
Oh, I think, it's going to be a battle. I think it's going to be amazing because everybody wants to see Ashley Moore go to the top once again for how many times, I don't know. I think it's fourth time, fifth, I don't know. But I think the Terrorists need that win. It's a marquee win over Ashley Moore, like a very marquee one. And at the end of the day, there's someone who needs to appear on this show that wasn't here. As Tara holds the title up, some Indian music hits, and some crazy big woman just runs. But as we all think, she's gonna hit Tara. She's choke slamming Ashley, who is already on the ground. Yeah. And she leaves, as Tara is just laughing at Ashley, pointing fingers.
So is this a muscle thing, or are we just setting up Ashley Holly? Because I like that.
We're setting up Ashley Holly.
Okay, very good.
Oh yeah, because Tara is gonna be busy, and some mystique music on Riot the next day is gonna hit, and we're gonna have She collide.
Okay.
Oh boy, yeah.
La Mujer and Tara's the next for you, but in the world title match, you didn't get Jitu Quartz and Nate Ortiz.
Oh, and now I'm gonna get it. And for me, it's a quite easy, just a masterpiece, like match of the year. I'm sorry, boys. You have great matches, but this is match of the year. And no shenanigans, no, tricks and everything. Quartz is pinning Nate Ortiz. 1, 2, 3. After multiple Black Phoenixes, even top rope, even soaring Black Phoenixes couldn't do the job. And an Ortiz Express, a spear, couldn't do the job either. Quartz needed to hit the double Black Phoenix. Like, it's going to be the fifth time or sixth time of the match. And he's finally putting away Nate Ortiz. But at the end of the match, it's like a passing of the torch. So we need something to happen. Like a good old handshake and a good old stare down. Because at Lucian, I only got a stare down and not a one-on-one match. Now, I just want to see Nate Ortiz grab his fucking hand and just handshake Quartz. So the passing of the torch is complete. And Quartz is on top of the mountain for now.
Well, Russ Cole, I got to tell you, we started the draft podcast with you inflating my ego, picking me first overall, and now we end it the same way. So we've come full circle. We are just under 2 hours here. This was kind of thrown together just however I wanted to fucking do it. So if you didn't like what happened, please tell us why. We tried to give good explanations as to why everybody was picked where they were. If you're lower on the list, like, look at some of these names down here. Drago, 19. We gave reasons why. We're trying to book a goddamn show here. We're not, doing this isn't a charity case. But this is a lot of fun, as it always is. I'm going to throw this over to Jay as soon as possible, and maybe he'll throw something on the beginning of it. But this was a lot of fun. I'm glad we added this book thing. And then hopefully next year the dynamic will be super different as it was. We don't have to skip a year like we did last time. Adam, any parting words?
Not much. I had a lot of fun. It was good. It went back and forth. I like all our rosters. I think they're really stacked. Obviously, with only 3 of us, so it looks great. The draft board is solid in the booklet. We have some really good cards. I would look forward to a lot of these matches. So kudos to both of you guys.
And Rusty, anything?
Nope. I want to refound Jason Sensation. Make it happen.
Well, until we get that French refund, everybody, this is 3 of the uncalled 4 of OCW. Drago Caesar lives on in our hearts and minds everywhere. And hopefully next year we can have him back with All Bubba Wrestling to book his own first pay-per-view for the Green Show. But until then, I'll see you all in the chat for the Frenchman and the Wisconsin and weird white guy. I am Speaker Guy Yake, and we'll see you when we see you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.